do something that makes you feel uncomfortable. And if you get that pre-anxiety feeling before you're about to do it, of, oh my God, I'm nervous, that is supposed to be there because that's telling you, letting you know this is something that makes you feel uncomfortable. But what's on the other side of that is potential, is power, confidence, results. Yeah. Desensitization of the fear muscle, if you like. That's what's on the other side. So the emotion of fear is just the feedback letting you know that this is new. But fear doesn't actually exist. It's just normally a what if question. It's normally a what if question. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if they judge me? What if I fail? You know, but normally what's met with what if I fail is, oh, I'm not going to do it then. That's failure anyway. You're just taking instant failure over delayed failure because you feel daft when you try something and it fails, but it feels easier to just fail in private, right? Like that's all it is.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And I think what I want the people watching this to know is, because we're talking about this and because we work on this mindset thing quite a lot, like, and you'll agree with me on this, mate, is I still get these feelings as well.
All the time, like, every day.
I'm not sitting here saying, oh, fucking hell, I just try and I just do whatever I want. Like, I'm not scared. I'm like, that's not what I'm saying whatsoever. Like, but because we're putting our attention and our mindsets in a place of discomfort on a regular basis, almost putting your reps in, you start to get to a position where you, certainly from my point of view, I don't even question decisions that I'm going to make about certain things, even if it's something uncomfortable, even if it's something new, if I'm trying something new. Like, for example, as I mentioned at the start, I'm in the process of opening up a PT studio. This was never really a part of my plans this year. An opportunity came along. So I had certain things in place that were going to allow me to do this. And I just said to myself, what's the worst that's going to happen? Like, seriously, what is the worst situation that could come from this? And then I thought, well, what's the best case scenario from this? And I weighed the two up. And it were a no-brainer. It were an absolute no-brainer. And a former client of mine, it's funny because I think I actually spoke about this same guy when we last spoke on a podcast. It's called Phil. I no longer work with him. I've not worked with him now for nearly 2 years. We still chat. We're still in contact. And he messaged me completely out of the blue on WhatsApp. He was like, Elliot, can I have a chat with you at some point? So I'm like, yeah, sure. What is it? And he was like, no, I want to ring you. I want to speak on phone, kind of thing. And basically, he'd been having trouble in his job for way over a year. And he rang me and he was like, look, work's still shit. I've had an opportunity to move, go somewhere else, do something else. But I don't know what to do. Like, what's your advice? And I said, right, what I want you to do, real simple, draw a line down a piece of paper, write the pros and cons of staying in your current job, write the pros and cons of leaving. Literally, how simple is that? How simple is that, right? And he did it, wrote them all down, and he says, right, I've made my decision. He was like, how did you do? How did that happen? Like, it's such a simple concept, and I think people love to overcomplicate shit. Like, all my programs,
we catastrophize things. Yeah. What humans are world class against survival. We had to catastrophize. Oh, what about if that neighboring tribe does this? Right, we better build a wall to stop them. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, right, that animal coming, right, let's train dogs how to hunt so they can do it. It's like, that's what we did as humans. We catastrophize because we always prepare for the worst case scenario. And I think there is an element of safety in saying, right, what's the worst that can happen? I'm aware of it. What's the best that could happen? But so many people forget that second step. They just go, what if? Immediately think of the worst case scenario. And that is enough for them to stop and they live their life there. That isn't a mental health issue. That is bad mind management. You're not questioning your thoughts. Yeah. Having fear is normal. Yeah. Sorry for interjecting there. Go on, mate.
No, don't worry about it, mate. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You made a good point. And it's actually prompted something that I want to say and like kind of touch on that. I think what a lot of people's problem is, don't get me wrong, my first thought is usually negative about something, about a decision. Oh, what if it goes wrong? What if it don't work? But because my level of training is fairly good and my consciousness is fairly high in terms of positivity and mindset and stuff like that, I'm very good at flipping it and saying, well, what if it does work? But I think the problem with most people is they get that negative thought in the head and they run with it and they let it run wild. They don't know how to kind of flip it on its head and say, well, what if it does work? This, like you said, mate, like you rightly said, they'll focus on what could go wrong, and then they'll build on that, and then they'll build on that, and then they'll build on that, and they'll keep telling themselves this story of what's not going to work, I'm going to fail, I'm not good enough, this and that, and they stay stuck. And they wonder why they're not making any progress whatsoever. They're just going round in this circle. I want to make a change. I want to do this. I want to do that. I don't know how to start. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I might fail. What if I lose money? What if, all these thoughts, and it takes over and it takes over and it's overthinking, going round in this circle and they never get anywhere. And it's like I always say to my guys when they first join my program, are you in the right frame of mind to do this? Like, because people hear about programs, people hear about results, and they automatically think, yeah, I want a bit of that. But I need to know that they're in the right frame of mind to do so. Because some people are. I've had to kick guys off the program who aren't in the right frame of mind to do so. And I think that's the issue with most people. They get this initial negative thought, this fear of failure, this self-inflicted fear of failure, because no one's told them they're going to fail. No one's actually said you're not good enough for this. No one's told them that other than their ego, right? But a lot of people, like you said, they've got this bad mind management. They tell themselves all these stories about why they can't, so they start to believe it, and they just don't make any progress as a result.